Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm hopping into this daily SuperBlitz Arena, and I'm going to finish up the rest of this one, joining with 56 minutes late, an hour, and it's a 90-minute event, so hopping in a little late. Let's see what kind of games we get. GM, cigar. Okay, I could have D5 with tempo. No rush with this. All right, knight F3. It's awkward, the bishop development. It's going to have to move again if the e-pawn wants to contribute. It's just ruling out bishop g4. Yeah, there's still no holding up this idea. D5. Maybe bishop h6. There's no sacrifices here. I have knight here. I'm going to hold off on castling. Okay, I guess I'll go for this now and address the threat on e4. And, yeah, just castle. This knight is struggling now. What to do? Challenge this pawn. Okay, once more looking for a sacrifice. I'll just rule it out altogether. No two pawns for the bishop idea. This diagonal here isn't a concern. Okay, and maybe now just go ahead and challenge the bishop through h6. Yeah, h6 is cool. I was thinking d4 as well. Okay, that's probably big trouble. Knight g5. Thinking of these ideas. Imagine rook d4. Top move would be c5. Maybe I welcome that, or even I could try for this idea. And after this c5, I back off. Or actually, now that the knight is unprotected, this is even more direct. Yeah, black is sort of all in inviting the queen here to h6. All in with relying on the knight on f6 as a defender. And it's not stable. It'd be different if the knights could be connected. Queen here is not going to cut it. Any knight move we're looking at, well, not quite. There is a check, which goes nowhere. This should just be winning. Pre-move it for me. Okay. Let's see, over 1,200 in here for this Monday event. Austin K's. Let's go Sicilian. Alrighty. Maybe I get d5 with tempo. Not quite. Trying for it now. Alright, I'll get it in. Healthy position already for black. I'll take time out to preserve this guy. I'm going to need him around to watch over d5. Bishop here should be fine. Knight takes, take here and then here. Bishop takes, queen check, bishop block. Queen there. Okay. Still don't think, oh, well, maybe I could try it like this. I'm going to insert a check. Maybe I probably should have inserted the check before exchanging and inviting the queen there. Yeah. Okay. Not thrilled about that decision. I'll go with it. Play something fast. Queenside castles I'm thinking about. Yeah. Cut out the knight move. Alright. This bishop, is there a way I could take advantage of the bishop? I guess maybe Just centralize. Something fast. Okay. This is interesting. Oh, let me give the knight a kick. There's this move with check first. Like this one. I prevent a pawn advance. Clamping down. Let me step up. I still have my eye on this idea. Maybe, like, there's a blunder nearby, I think, for white. Start with this one. I want to get this out. I want to see this rook move. It's not moving. Let's double up. Looks a little weird. Like, is this file really going to open up? Okay, now there is a blunder. Because this knight is not a reliable defender. I figured white would be itching. It seemed like a very tempting move to activate that final piece. I get to insert that one with check. Let's see. Take with the pawn, there's a fork, so I'm going to swipe that one. The knight, however, might be trapped. Outside pass pawn, maybe? That would be ideal when working with the knights. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Let me insert this check. Yeah, the knight is actually really short on squares. I don't think I need to do anything. Oh, wait a second. I'm forgetting that the king is officially kicked from the defense of the rook after that knight check. I almost did not take that rook there. I'll just simplify. Imaginary designer, or maybe player who just wants to go straight to mate, which is fine. Yeah. Swipe that pawn. This should be the fastest approach. Win the a-pawn. Run with the a-pawn. All right, we have a resigner. Okay. Game number 3 coming up. Over 1,300 in here now. Let us see. Labor Day. Here. Let's see, alrighty. Let's go C4. What kind of emote is this? Or flare? Not sure what that is. Okay. No Grunfeld. We're nearing one of my favorite structures. Blocked center, e5, d5. No e5 just yet. Falling back. See a lot of engine games recently. Top Chess Engine Championship with pawn established on d5. I move this knight to stop knight g4. Very familiar with this structure. As soon as the knight moves, I could shoot for this one, or maybe even support it right now. Yeah, let's go straight for it. This opens up a very nice square for my knight. I'll go for it straight away. This is also an idea. I think a simple plan is just to keep launching pawns on the queen side. The knight's going to hop in there. That is clear. I'll keep pushing. Okay, yeah, this pawn is going to be down for the count shortly. But I'm going to try and stir up trouble somehow. How am I doing that? This looks kind of interesting in that all my pawns are controlling the bishop. Well, let's go with this one. Ready to take twice. There's a pin here, unprotected rook. Bishop cannot move. Take with the rook. This is a target now. So knight takes. What's my big plan? Okay. I could push and get a passed pawn here, or play this one and get a passed pawn here. Opponent offering a draw. Not interested. I'll just go with this one. I like the idea of getting a passed a pawn. This should never be enough compensation. Being a pin. Oh, you are going for that. This is nearby. I don't know how you get out of this situation, actually. The bishop is still stuck. No bishop moves with a check. On a knight move, I may not... I guess I will take it. And just get the move back and carry on with bishop a6. So this could eventually be an open diagonal after the trade on g3, but difficult to see how black ties in another piece along this diagonal. Yeah, and probably the bishop capture. This is a wonderful square. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, queen here. Let me just go ahead and offset the queen. Just prevent any fancy stuff. Yeah, let's... Whoa! Oh my goodness. I was just ready to blunder a full queen. I don't have support for that. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, change of plans. You know what? I'm going to hide near my knight. Talking about this recently. Wait, maybe just here. Concerned about rook captures pawn. Should I be, though? I guess I'll step up. Rook captures pawn. Maybe I could take with the king? I'd like to not allow this pawn any movement. I was thinking about hiding near the knight. Queen I could handle. I don't see how another piece ties in with the queen. Wow, that would have been a shocker. Maybe my opponent wouldn't even take it. Somehow believing that it was defended. I've seen that happen. You sort of just believe your opponent. Now, what am I doing? I think I will actually take with the king. On the check, I have a bishop block. Rook takes, king takes. Queen check, king here, queen check here. I hide. I could cover this square soon with the queen here. If I'm not getting mated, I should be fine. I'll go with this idea. Looks a little wild. Lose the g-pawn. I am on the bishop. Queen here. Follow-up check. Swipe the knight. Okay, and this is where I could just cover a bunch of dark squares. Oh, I missed that. That was a check. But I'm comfortable here. Knight's very good. Very, very good. Defender on c3. Gotta pick up the pace. What am I doing? Got a square for the knight. Why am I not moving fast here? Mate in a couple. Got check. And queen corner pocket. Okay, that was a little too... how to describe? I wasn't seeing the board very clearly, thinking about queen c1. Alrighty. Pray for the bishop. We have a French defense, Vinever. Okay. The capture, I'm not used to seeing that. In reply to bishop b4, I got the pin in there. Not sure. This is the other candidate move. I guess it's important to try and sneak that one in before maybe it's ruled out with h3. Ready to fall back here, connect knights. These are all very, very healthy squares for my pieces. I'd like to see the bishop kicked. I don't think I'll take. Yeah, let's fight for this square. queen here. Rook here is the one I normally go with. I like opening up f8 for a piece or two. Okay. It's weakening to the king side. Can I take advantage of these light squares? Okay. I may want to consider taking with the f pawn here, given that there are these two holes. Downside could be this square. That is a gap. I'm not too concerned about a rook getting there. Okay, I guess I'll try the capture away from the center. Okay. And maybe what? Okay, I'll centralize before thinking about this idea. A6, stopping this one. A6 in here. Don't allow knight b5. I want to undermine this point if I can. This, maybe a knight move though, and on this there's c3, but if the knight moves, I have e4. Okay, so I think I do like this idea. I have to be a little bit careful of this diagonal. With this knight around here. At the same time, my opponent has to be careful of this diagonal. I'm not worried about this. Maybe I could even consider capturing with a pawn. I think I should be for choice. I don't know that this is able to hold. I don't think white's able to hold things together here in the center. I think it's too weakening for the king. Safer king position, keep the queens on. I still struggle to follow that rule in a blitz format. I do have a tendency to try and simplify and get to an ending. I like the endings. Okay, that's my moment. We were both competing for e4. Let's hop in. And this is where it should be collapsing now. Swipe the bishop. Is there better? I think this should be most direct. I'm just going to chop away my... Oh. Wait a second. I could take here with check. Also take here. Is that knight able to do anything fancy? I don't think so. I could save this one. I'm on the queen. It's a knight check. It doesn't do anything. This knight's forward moves are under control. Okay. I could take the queen. I am defending this, but I think simplest is just to take back. And there's no saving these two. Save the queen. I get the knight. I'm up the bishop. A bishop and two pawns. In the end. And, yep. Collect the material. And convert. That's the plan. Convert. Simplify. That's my usual strategy. I'm keeping pressure on this pawn in case the queen wants to go somewhere. All right. We have a resigner. 38 minutes, call it. 1,500 in here. Very nice turnout. Daily SuperBlitz Arena. I haven't checked how many are logged into Lichess at the moment. Okay, how about the bird? The bird is the word. I should really be playing this more. Leela Knight Odds plays it. No Queen Knight. Great success. Frequently goes for this idea. A quick Queen A4. Supporting E4. I'll go for this. You're going to go for some quick action here? I don't think it should ever really be working. This here, this, I have D4 to shut down the diagonal. Chop, chop. That would be a blunder. Yeah, I'm not seeing any quick coordination on F2. And if there isn't coordination on F2, I think the queen is just poorly placed on b6. My bishop can't go too far just yet. Okay, that the knight could take. All right, I'll just back off. I'm fine with this. Also, these undermining ideas, in response to c4, I still have this, and on chop I could recapture and develop. My queen also watching over f2. Even less concerned about f2 now. Queen here. Okay. Alpha 0 pawn, whenever I want, is now the time. Yeah, I'll flick that one in. d4 or no d4? We have a d4. Not going to take. Just going to back off. I do have two very good squares now for my knight. Make use of one of them right now, or maybe even c4. Yeah, let me go with c4. Yeah, knight circling in there. You got that square, but my bishop's around. Not concerned about knight b4. Could go anywhere, really, the queen. This is secure. Although, I'm going to still go here, because this is a future idea. Maybe more accurate to go here in case the knight drops in here, pawn takes, my knight moves, and then I'm on this. I'm going to need to give this knight a kick. Okay, first things first, let's not allow a fork-a-roni. So now this knight may end up struggling because it doesn't have access to its favorite square anymore. Okay, this is helpful. I now have an unopposed light square bishop. We'll go here in case of knight a5. I could support b3. The development of my light square bishop can wait. I'll just go one step, or yeah, I'll go like this. I was half considering a maneuver like that. Let me hold up any g5 idea. Where's the king going? We don't know yet. Might want to go a second step. Yeah, I'll go for the space grab. So it could be where, something like this happens. My opponent has a connected passed pawn, but I feel like I could play it in a way where the majority that I have is nice in the end. Okay, I'll take. I think this could be a liability soon. Okay. All right, I think this knight might be too strong. I think now's the time it should jump in. Okay, it's not jumping in. That idea to jump in is concerning me, so just remove him. Kind of uncorks everything. This wasn't a mouse slip. I want to keep my rook around defending this pawn in case it's targeted queen f7, maybe nearby. Okay, this square is now opened up. Grab space. I got to go much faster. Much faster. Controlling the knight. Guess that's healthy. How to improve. Can't find an improvement. Move a pawn. Is that the plan? My queen wants to be on f3, I think. I think. Okay. Okay, back over here. Watch out for the checks. Being too sneaky here. I gotta go faster. What? It's on the knight. Oh, it's a forced mate. King there, I had queen check, king over, rook captures, pawn check, bishop takes, and mate on h7. Okay, my goodness, where did my time go with that one? Where did I spend so much time? Wow, that game was a blur. I don't know where I spent all my time on that one. What move was my opponent really making me think? Guess that knight on f5. Huh. All right. Anyhow, let's keep on going. Center fork trick coming up. All right, let's do it. Chop on f7. 2 center pawns versus 1. Open file. Chop, push. It's a thinker. I imagine these are the two, considering, yes. Okay. Thinker here as well. Okay. I think taking time out to watch over this is a good idea. If you could assign more than one good reason, and I guess I'll add, well, there's kind of 3 reasons to maybe go for that. I'll go like sort of cagey approach. Not sure where I want to go with this guy. Long diagonal is always a candidate. Maybe I could give this knight a nudge first. Fall back here. Bishop here. Okay, my rook is in a pin. Can it be taken advantage of? If I go here, just defend the b pawn. Try and squeeze the most out of that pawn advance. Okay, and I guess I will go ahead and swipe a pawn and get to an open file. Not the healthiest pawns, but pretty convenient defender. I should also be considering exchange sacrifices. Ask myself, what would Tal do? What would Tal do? Okay. When in doubt, ask yourself what Tal would do. What's my queen doing? Nobody knows. All right, how about this? I was tempted by that one, but knight h4 and what's going on there? On the knight, now I'm more excited about bishop f5, especially with this rook here. I guess knight has to go there. And okay, let's be more direct. Hit this point twice. Hop in the center. 2 very dangerous. Whoa. That was really up for grabs? My goodness. You swiped that pawn? Really? Do I not have anything here? All right, let me try to work on this pin. I'm going to open up my queen's eyes. Okay. Chop here. Queen exchange. Still don't have anything? Okay. Oh, I see a way my opponent could blunder soon. If this, I have this. Forkaroni. I am way down on the clock. Let's go. Holy smokes. Didn't see that one. Man, oh man. Bishop a7. Fancy, fancy. Fork. Time. Knight e2. Don't forget about knight e2. Okay. Rook b5 if knight here. Okay, at least the clock is catching up on the clock. On b2. Just want to trade. I have a knight d3 check. Knight d3 check. Pre-move that. Something fast. Simplify. Let's hide. These knights are so tricky. Why am I not scaring that knight away? I'll give that material back. That was way too close. Terrible technique. Oh, not playing well. Winning games. But I do not feel like I am playing well. Not thinking clearly. Wow, I can't believe my opponent was just able to collect those A-pawns. I don't know if I really followed up in the best way there. Alright, how about a King's Indian attack? Try it. Plant the pawn on e5 soon. Okay, Fianchetto setup. Still go for this. Okay, I'm going to shift gears. This is not out of the question. b5, a weakness. I'll go for it now. Maybe not. Huh. I'm a little concerned here. Bishop a6. I'm using a lot of my clock, I realize. Alright, I'm going to take time out to try and what? It's a good move. I'm going to go here. Might have to go for a queen trade soon. Pawn takes, I think, is correct. Yeah. And the bishop coming up. Just lost here? Yay. Knight jumps. Very concerning. That order is correct, because bishop there first, I could play there. Okay, can I? I'm going to stop the knight jumps. I have two defenders of the bishop, so I could remove one. This knight is under control. I want a light square bishop exchange. Let me try and be disruptive. Here and then here. Okay, I don't want a dark square bishop exchange, I don't think. I'll play it like this. I want to remove a knight. So I'm going to give up my dark square bishop. I don't want the knight to dive into these squares, so it's got to go. Knight here, bishop here, Light square bishop exchange and a knight on c4 should be very good. But I think my opponent is already here. Fortunately, I have a trick. b2 pawn is defended because of knight c4. Very, very lucky. Okay, my opponent walked into that. Okay, I could take. And this isn't so clear. Is there better? There should be better. Just take the rook. Okay, I could go like this. It's really just the one pawn and the bishop. One of my rooks is going to get active. Yeah, so I'll go with this one first. I don't want this pawn to start running too soon. So I'm going to have to show some technique here. If my opponent tries to get this in, the rook's recapturing one day. I should be able to arrange my rooks on the 7th rank. This bishop is all in and the forward. Let's get here straight away. And next up, this one first, holding up this pawn from advancing, both pawns from advancing, and I'm also making room for this pivot. So the rook will soon have to crawl up into a ball. Let's get here right now. I think I'll be there in time. This pawn is less dangerous than this one because my king is closer. Is it worthwhile to insert a check and then go here? I don't think so. I'd like to keep the king cut off. So this one here, I'm threatening multiple mates. It's close. It's very close. Wait, do I step over with my king right now? Or maybe hold up the pawn advance for a moment. No, I could take. Oh, there's a bishop block here I forgot about. Am I missing something? Oh, let me insert a check. Gotta go faster. What am I doing? I'm doing this so that there isn't a bishop block on f8. Mate in one threat. I think that was precise. The inclusion of rook g7 check. Rook falls back to block, swipe the pawn, and then get back to an active post with my rooks. Yeah. This should be completely winning now. Should be able to get the rooks off. Catching up on time. Let's go with the check. Another check in this scenario. That's what I'm referring to. Let's box out the king. Check. Get behind and improve the king from here. It's almost going to be mate. It is going to be mate. Into bishop f8. Whew. Those pawns, I lucked out. I really lucked out there. Timely. Knight c4 move with a fork. Okay, Jobava London action. Let's go for this. Fiend Keto. I'm keeping keeping both on this. Prevent a quick g4. I'll run with this one. Get in c5. c5 right now? Nah. I want the knight to be the one to recapture. Why the knight, though? I don't want to see h6. Yeah, I guess I'll go with the bishop. I was thinking the knight because in some positions you try to get in e4, but that's going to be very difficult to get in. Now, I think I should take first and then take the bishop. Get it some open line on the queen side and only then do this. If the bishop takes, I could point to the central majority. Okay, this should also be a very healthy approach that I'm taking here. This pawn is not very good on e3. Dark square problems. This is a healthy square. Seems most natural. Looking at a check. White may have to go uncastled soon. I could drive this knight back whenever I want. Let's develop. Maybe I hold off on castling. Rook d8, e5, d4. Maybe a knight diving in here, queen here would be a blunder. I'm going to drive the knight away right now. I want to have a response. Oh, I forgot the knight had that move. Okay. I could work around it. Yeah, after my bishop's fianchetto, I don't have that covered anymore, do I? I want to give the knight a kick. Because, yeah, I want to be able to meet c3 with b3. Let my queen be a bit more secure. Queen, here's the blunder. A blunder. Maybe I swipe that pawn. I'm going to go for this one. Pawn sacrifice, open up lines. These two pieces feel very stable. Also, there's no c4. Rook is ineffective. It's a very small investment, giving up a pawn for these open lines here. King uncastled. Okay, let's centralize. No way to connect with the knight on g7. It is unprotected. Pawn here, I could think about piece sacrifices. I imagine that would be winning. I'm threatening this. Most direct. I'll take with the pawn. Queen there, and we do have the fork finally arrived there. And it should just collapse. Let's remove this guy. First step. Also, this check I could have considered. It's nearly mate. Okay, a lot of approaches at this stage. I'll take the material. And land this check. Resigned. Nearly 2,000 in here. 14 minutes remaining. A couple more games. Okay. It's been a while since I played some Blitz while recording. All right, let's get an e4 game. Fencer. Playing a fencer. Fan of the fencing. All right. Exchange Caro. I like these structures. Knight a5, queen check. Bishop back, queen c2. Queen there. Okay. Double isolated pawns. This is what I'm looking at. Not sure how I'm going to take advantage of them. This bishop can be an animal. b5 square. Let's try this structure. I'm going to take with the pawn. This king could... The knight doesn't have d7, so it feels like it's a little on the out of play side. This knight is also asking for some trouble. May soon be looking at a fianchettoed knight. Got to make some room. What would Leela do? What would Leela do? Huh. This is hanging in the end. Can I do anything exciting with my rook there? I don't think I'm in a spot to do that. I still want to keep the knight fianchettoed. Alright, I'm going to play it in a different way. I'm giving the knight a wonderful square now. But the timing was not right to support g4, I don't believe, at least with h3. This rook, babysitter mode. Okay. Now, go with this one. How am I do I just have to take that knight? I might have to take that knight. Not too thrilled about it. I don't know. Can I organize my pieces in a cool way? Maybe just work around the knight on f5. Okay. 3-2. Knight there, take, and blockade with my king. I don't mind this one. I feel like I could work with this. This pawn may be a liability. I want to keep the bishop here to dislodge the bishop on c5. I think I just go one step for the moment. And I'm going to hint at an e6 break. Possibly going with the wrong rook. King probably has to go here. Could I take? Is this not a window to take? I'm going to take. Take and hide. Gotta go faster. Let's undermine. And get the passer. This rook is going to be mopping up these pawns. This is not a position that you calculate right to the very end. May have already misplayed it. Okay, now I have this one. Drive the king away. And just push first. I could push first. There's no rush with giving the check just yet. All right, now's the time for the check. Ah. Trouble. Trouble for me. Think? I get the queen in full. Why am I going in this direction? I could hide over here. Wasted time. Have this check too. Okay, I should have enough gas in the tank here. May have been a draw there for my opponent. Whew, okay. One more game, at least. Yeah, this next one's probably going to be the last one. Just shy of 2,000 in here. All right. Okay. Do another d4, d5. No Jababa London this time. London. No Jababa London, but we have a London. Okay. Another exchange. I guess we'll do the exchange. Caro from the black side. It's my good bishop being exchanged here, but their bishop is very active. Very active bad bishop. All right. I'm guessing you're shooting for this. Want this to be a target in the case of a c4 advance. I guess this is healthy. Think about b5 next. Holding it up with a4 or not. Okay, well, they were both competing for this. Let's hop in. May want to take with my knight. Bishop takes. Bishop d3 might be a move. All right, let's try this. And expansion. I don't think any accident is working out there. Let's keep the bishops. And no sacrifices, what I'm trying to say. Should not be working. Get my flight square. Let us see. Gonna get a light square bishop exchange in, aren't we? Could I still try to be a pest? Maybe. Let's try this. I feel like I'm losing ground here. I'm not sure what kind of plan I have here that's constructive. I like how my opponent's playing this. This knight might need to go very soon. I'm going to chop. This knight has this square, relying on some follow-up queen move to target this pawn. Rook under fire. Let's get active. Okay. Queen exchange. Yes, let's do it. And plant the knight here right now. Forkaroni nearby. All right, let's go here. Knight there, I push. Knight here, I have rook in the corner. Not seen any great forks. Knight here, a rook ending should be benefiting me because I foresee a target for white on the queen side. Yeah, I mean, or could this pawn be a target? I don't know if my opponent could get at that. Yeah, all right, just in case, let's go like this. I'll go 2, or as far as I could go here. Advance. I was just wondering if b3 would be helpful there. Okay, now we got the targets that we wanted. Queenside target, 2 of them in this case. Very active. This is a liability. The passed pawn. Let's improve the king. I'm not sure where I want to go with the rook just yet. Okay, let's question the king. Let's keep the rook on. This is a passive rook. Probably should have went there straight away. Okay. Okay, now there are no rook blocks after this in the check. Improve the king. I feel like it should be winning. I'm only ever a moment away from defending f7 if white tries to coordinate there. Very difficult to play. These rooks tethered to the defense of the pawn. Rook here. Actually, white is running out of moves. Let's grab the pawn. Get some checking distance. Go for this one, and then the follow-up. Oh, I could take, though, first. And then land here with check. And undermine this with a lesser valued pawn. I want to end up with connected passers. This was probably not the best. Yeah, misplayed that. No No stalemates. Still no stalemates. Opponent resigned. All right. Tournament pairing is officially closed. How many get in there? 10 games. All right, that's a good amount. Wait for the final standings. Throw the games all in there. All right. Final standings here. 19th spot for me. And they're the top finishers. Let's see the top 50. Why not? Just over 2,000 in here. There we go. All right, I'm going to stop it right there. Feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.